Well, it says I'm live. You know that. I always question that. This is, I gotta figure out what's better. I guess over here. This system's having a lot of problems with the streaming and whatnot, various difficulties, using chat and what have you. When I check it, it's not my system. That doesn't really affect my system, but yet sometimes I can't get on the streaming. Today wasn't the case. I was just running late. That's all, which is normal for me. You know, I'm a half hour late every day now, and I just figure, what's next? I'll be here tomorrow. Anyhow, you know how I work. I don't like to talk about what I talked about. Um, I was really surprised. There's in the football world, Tom Brady is already a name of the past. He's been out of football he's still an announcer. He's not very good, but he's still an announcer. He's a billionaire. He's making money. He owns part of the Raiders. Let's see if he can, sit in the stands and watch the Raiders game like Al Davis used to do. That's be a nothing. There goes my wife. Hi. And I don't know, Lucy doesn't like me to this right now, so she's in the bedroom. I don't know what I did. I didn't do anything to her. I know. Um, but I don't know, how to explain everything that's going on. You say yourself, you've lived 80 years, and yeah, you think a little slower. You lose continuity of thought sometimes. But you say you've seen so much, you should be able. There should be something, someplace that indicates what's going on, that explains it. And there's little pieces you can grab. Okay, he's got Hitler's personality or whatnot, but why, when we see all the atrocities that he's committed, and we look at the atrocities that have been committed in the past, and then one of the reasons this country was what it was because we fought those atrocities, and now we're going around and doing them ourselves. I mean, we're pissing off everybody. Italy's pissed off because we sent ICE agents, not security folks, ICE agents to Italy. What are they looking for? You know, going to teach Italy how to be like a fascist country or what? You know, all political parties, all political beliefs have good points to them, and that's how they're accepted. That's how they get elected. They get in contact with everybody. But still, in all, there's good points and bad points to everything. Unfortunately, where Trump is concerned, as an individual, I can't find anything good to point at. He doesn't look good. He's not handsome. He's arrogant. I don't think he's that intelligent. I don't think he's as stupid as I think he is, but I don't think he's as smart as everybody else thinks he is. He's a con artist. Now, I've run into a lot of con artists in my life. I've been taken advantage by one or two. Uh, they didn't meet. They didn't. Let's just say they had problems after being in contact with me because I don't sit around and take it. When I find out things about people, I don't sit there and say, "Oh man." I have a lot of friends in law enforcement, or I used to. I doubt if they're still around anymore. Most of them are probably retired. Look who showed up. Must have heard me talking about her. She's giving me the look. Huh? Come here, baby. Good girl. Wow. Oh, she was out on the balcony sitting in the sun. She's like roasted right now. I don't know why she does. But when I'm walking with her, she doesn't like to walk in the sun. I don't understand whether I think she does it for me. I think she gets me to go into the shade. And she thinks because she's in the shade, I'm in the shade. Well, some of that shade's only about this high off the ground. It's a shrub, and I'm up here. It doesn't do me any good. But she cares, which is what I know she cares about me, and that she's, uh, that's just a good thing, really good thing. Um, I don't know why my wife doesn't like her. I don't think she likes too many people right now. She's fighting with everybody. Um, so let's, it's a couple of people. There's like you have three women in the Trump organization that aren't effective right now. You have Bondi, uh, Tulsi Gabbard, and Christy Noam, and they're just, for whatever the reasons are, they're just not very effective either for or against Trump. And I understand that. Pat Bondi is in her own little world. She's got this power structure around her that she thinks she can. She just loves it. People are afraid of her, and she loves it. There's nothing to be afraid of there, folks. You know, unless you smack her in the face, then you might have a problem. But otherwise, no, there's no real fear there because her agency can come after you. At my age, I don't really concern myself with those people or anybody for that matter. I still have to acting. I don't know. I don't know what that says. That's just I write things down. My writing is so horrible. Here, can you read this? Because I can't read it. All right. Nobody's listening to me this morning. Okay, they must be having part of the group of people that are having problems with the system around the world. Because I get reports now there's like problems in Japan. And they know about this. Reports are coming in from Japan, this, that, and the other thing. I don't know. I may have to check into another streaming service, or I might have to, which will probably cost me money, or I might have to check into doing a podcast. But I don't like podcasts because podcast is a job, and I'm not into going to work every morning. My job right now is to get up, get out of the house by no later than 9:15. Really, it should be like 8:15, but it never hasn't happened to that way in a while. uh, with Lucy, walk for an hour or so, talk to people we know, talk to dogs she likes, and what have you, and everybody like that, and then just go about my business for the rest of the day. When I come home, the afternoon walk. Sometimes I see somebody, sometimes I don't. That's just the way it is. Uh, like I said, this morning everything was very, very wet. You had to hear this rain last night around 11 o'clock or so. It was hitting the windows on the, I think it's the north side. That's no, actually, it was probably the west, from coming in from the west or something like that. I don't remember. Who cares? The moon rises over there. Or no, the moon's rising over there. Things move around down here. It's kind of strange. But anyhow, it was hitting the windows, and it never hits like my bathroom window is down like an alleyway, and it never goes in. The storms never come from that direction. And it's pounding like hell on the windows, and I'm saying that just can't be rain. But I'm not getting up to find out. You know what I mean? Because it's like I just went to bed, I just fell asleep, and this woke me up, which is you can wake me up right away after I fall asleep, but once I'm asleep, you can't wake me up. You can set off an atomic bomb for the next anytime in the next 3 hours. I'm not moving. You can't wake me up. My wife has experienced this and gotten extremely pissed at me because I don't answer her or something like that. Uh, my mother. I remember one day my mother came into the room and she said, "Did you know there was a fire in the apartment next to us?" When she said she meant the building next to us, right on my side of the side facing my window. which meant that within 50 feet of me, there was a 1 or 2 alarm fire going on. Never heard it. Didn't know nothing. She said, they threw cold water on me and I wouldn't wake up. I said, well, that's why my bed's wet. She said, I thought I had an accident or something. Jesus, what are you trying to do? You know? Well, that's me. Maybe that's why I don't need so much sleep because when I'm asleep, I'm asleep. Anyhow, the world is beginning to turn to shit, folks. So I don't know what we're going to do here with this stuff. I really don't. I mean, everything's so crazy. But the only good thing is, I don't have to put up with it for a whole lot of years. Like, I'm not looking at, 75 years of this or something like that. I'm looking at a few years of this. I could deal with it for that period of time. It's the rest of the world I worry about, my family and whatnot. I happen to like some of them. When you like people, yeah, I do like some people, not everybody. Uh, Unfortunately, it's just the way I am. Um, because you say your family, I don't really give a shit. I try. It really gets very. What's the term I'm looking for? Stressful when you're dealing with my family because there are people I just don't like and don't want to listen to. And there are people that I like and my wife doesn't like them. And it's like my wife doesn't like. I love Lucy. This is just things that go on in life. These are the contradictions of life. Not everybody agrees with everybody else, but you work it out. Not Trump. His way of working it out ain't gonna work for us, folks. Anyhow, what else is going on? Well, I said that at the beginning. There's no football this weekend, so don't look for me. I don't. Well, I don't go on Sundays anyhow. But I'm going to have a Sunday completely to myself this weekend. Hopefully, somebody will screw it up someplace. They'll tell me to go someplace and whatnot. And if I know that's coming, I may cancel Saturday because I need a day to take care of some business without interruptions, without 2 or 3 hours devoted to this stuff or anything else. Just devoted to me the whole day. Anyhow, I have to go take care of some things today. Finally, going to be able to get the parts for one of my carving tools, uh, electronic carving tools. I don't use them except to cut the basic shapes out of the big blocks of wood. And it's a saw, and it broke, and Dremel wouldn't send me the part. They don't have the part down here. I'd have to send the tool to Chile, and Chile would send it to the U.S., and I'd get it in about 4 months. They said, and I said, no, that's not going to happen. I'll throw the thing out. If I have to, I'll buy another one. But nah, Dremel. I kind of like. I think I bought my last Dremel tool. Really, they're overpriced, and they used to be great tools. They used to be extremely durable, but judging by the videos and stuff I've seen of this particular saw, it's not that great. If I didn't have it, I wouldn't buy it. How's that? After what I've seen of it now, I would never go out and buy another one. I would just have to get it repaired. So I'm ordering two of the parts. Hopefully they have them in stock. If not, then this thing's going in the garbage. I'm not worried about somebody fixing it because the part has to be crafted and it's a spring. It would cost more to do that in time and energy, and it's worthwhile. It's a $12 part. And the thing cost me, I'm going to say, less than around $250 or something like that. I don't know what the whole deal is. It's less than that, I think. Yeah. Well, look, that's it for me. I'm out of here. I bored you. Did I really bore you? I hope I did. That's my purpose in life. Bore people. You want comedy? Go find George Carlin. He's dead. You know. I have to get this thing fixed. The cover of the that you put over your ear, ripped, and I don't know where to get the part for this particular set. I can't seem to find something. That's a story of my life. I buy stuff that I can't fix. Anyhow, look, go hit the subscribe button, find it someplace. Subscribe to my channel. It'll give you notifications of my live videos, and when I post other videos, you'll know about it. YouTube can pretend to be listening when you're not, but you can drop comments to me if you like. The ones that say, "What the fuck is wrong with you, old man?" Anyhow, you guys have a good day, and I will talk to you tomorrow.